Man, check out that build right there. That's got some killer detail. Absolutely honored to have that here in our display, sitting out here in the shop. That's just beautiful. I guess I should tell you where it came from, introduce you to my buddy who built it. So give me a second. Let's take in a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hey, what's up everybody? Paul here, Left Coast Small Car Builds. Hope you guys have had a great week. It's been pretty good here. Busy. I've not gotten nearly what I'd like to have gotten done in here. That's all right. We all have those weeks. So, what was really cool, we had a visitor drop by the shop on Wednesday. Dear friend of the family, Kevin Wight. We go back a long ways. Pops and I joined our model car club around '89. He was one of the founding members. I call him the detail junkie. He loves detail and he loves top fuels, altereds, build some pro streets. Phenomenal builder. I've always enjoyed his stuff. He's a great friend. Ever since I was a kid, if I had a question, I could reach out to him. When he lived locally, he would come over, show me stuff. Pops had a question on detailing. He'd come over, help us out, hang out. So it was great. He was in town. He's been in town. I told us he was going to be by Wednesday. So it was really cool to catch up with him. And he surprised us with that model you saw there. So I got Kevin to sit down, do a brief kind of walk through the model. He's going to go through some of what he did to come up with that build, the detail stuff. And a little bit of his building history, and then we get, Pops comes in and he's hanging out with us. So it was a fun time. Love it. Can't wait to see Kevin again. Maybe sometime the kids and I will go up and see them. So I'm gonna jump into this video. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Check it out. Very cool stuff. He's a great builder. I'm gonna pull some photos of some of his other builds, and those will be at the end of the video. So check it out. Kevin, oh man, it was great. Thank you. I love that build. Truly appreciate it. Appreciate our friendship. And it was awesome seeing you, buddy. Hopefully we'll be seeing you in January for NNL West. All right, guys, check out the video. We'll catch you in a minute. All right, everybody, we got Kevin over here. So Kevin was kind enough to bring us a very cool, what do you call this one here, Kevin?
It's a AA comp dragster.
Very nice. So Kevin here is a phenomenal detailer. Really cool stuff. So we're gonna let him kind of walk us through. So the kit you used or started with?
I started with the 20 Nancy 22 Junior Roadster body, and decided to copy there's a car named Al Bergler. It was called More Aggravation. It was an AA comp. And they had these fenders and the canopy, so I robbed the fenders from a Revell 29 Ford pickup and molded that into the Revell 22 Junior body. And then round two, we released the Cosmic Charger. That was an MPC kit, and I got the canopy from that and added that into the body, the 22 Junior body. And then the back part is all evergreen sheet plastic. And then I decided that back then they would run 392 Hemi Chrysler engines in those cars back then in the comp class. So the engine's out of an AMT Piranha kit, and added some detail to it. ProTech Magneto, Scale Ripple Plus, pulleys in the belt. The blower scoop is some JDS products. I hand polished all that out by hand, and that took a while.
You're saying use the cloths?
Yeah, I use
And Nova.
From a rock shop, you can get these polishing cloths, and that's what I used. And Nova's 1, 2, and 3 polish too helps.
That came out killer.
And then the header pipes, I drilled out the header pipes. And what I'll do with my headers to get that stainless steel look is I'll paint them flat black. And I use a number 11 pencil, and I go over all the tubes like that to give you like a stainless steel look.
That's very cool. Yeah, I have not seen anybody doing that, but it looks great.
And then like the linkage, I'll make the little linkage arms and stuff from evergreen sheet plastic. And for linkage arms, I use little straight pins from the craft store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And then like the throttle linkage of wire here, that's from, it's K&S tubing from the hobby shop.
And that is pretty fine. Do you know approximately the gauge or sizing, or
that's what I can't. I don't know exactly. I just whatever looks great to my eyeball. That
whatever
works.
fits the build.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I'm guessing you probably have an assortment on hand, different
I have
sizes.
different sizes. Yes.
Okay. And then this is one of your other tricks you told me about a while back, using crimp tubes as well.
Yeah, you go to my wife used to run a craft store. And I went to the jewelry section, and I'm looking around, and I found these small crimp tubes. And they look like fittings for, fuel lines, and I'm like, wow. So I get the smallest ones, 008 size for those fittings. And what's nice about them is they come in gold or silver, and the silver ones you can paint candy red or blue for A&N fittings, for braided lines. And they're cheaper than using all those
special
hex fittings you can get from Detail Master and all that. And if you drop one of these, so what? You got a whole bag full.
Yeah, I bought some after you told me, and I got a whole slew of them off Amazon. Yes. That works really well. And then you added, I think, some of the seatbelt hardware.
Yeah, there's a harness in there from, I think it's Detail Master. Parachute release cable, fuel shut-off cable, and a magneto kill switch.
Man, then we got, you were also pointing, I'm going to move the little guy here, just so we don't bump him. Nuts and bolts, you were talking about up here on the...
Oh yeah, I use, if you go to the model train section, I forgot the manufacturer, but they do carry for model trains nuts and bolts. And these are plastic, and they come in different sizes, and I just found the right size for the fuel tank. So it looks like the fuel tank is bolted to the frame rails.
Very cool. That's definitely a neat added detail. And then we got some Kurt's wheels up front.
Oh yeah,
which Kurt's are nice.
Also in the rear rim, I actually got a.
Is that a valve stem?
Valve stem in there.
I noticed that earlier. Man, that is wild. Now, is that an aftermarket piece or 3D?
The way I do my valve stems is a piece of wire. I'll drill a hole and I put it up through there and glue it. I take some flat black and I make a cap out of it with paint.
Oh, wow. Very cool. It looks great. Let's see if we got some of the rear detail here. We got some tail lights.
Yeah, that was just kind of like, well, it's sort of a Model T.
Very cool. And we got the chute.
Yes.
Wire back of the engine. And the color you used in the paint.
That was Inspire Airbrush Hot Salsa with a clear coat.
Very nice color. And there's no clear on that, or
I used let's see, what was that? Tamiya clear.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Yeah, I was gonna say it looks good. We'll rotate the guy here. Yeah, that was a very, very nice build. A lot of great detail work here.
It was a lot of fun. It took a while to get that body built. That was a challenge.
And you were saying you shortened the frame on this.
I actually did shorten it a little bit. It was still maybe a little too long with it, but it worked out.
Yeah, it looks killer. And the frame is a purple.
It's a Inspire Airbrush Purple Pearl Lust.
Very nice. Yeah, this is a killer build. A lot of great detail on this.
It was fun. Took a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not ventured into anywhere near this type of detail work. I would like to one day. I think I've been saying that since I met you as a kid back in
Right.
1989. But, man, that is just, yeah, it's a gorgeous build here. Yeah, I got the pulleys.
Yep.
Belt, the fuel line.
The fuel lines. Red line's a main fuel line going here. That's a return line. There's a fuel shut-off line.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. And I make the fuel blocks out of evergreen square tubing.
Gotcha. And then looks like you add some extra detail to it. Maybe
I add like
nuts.
nuts and bolts, like those model train stuff. I'll use stuff like that for adding some.
Yeah, it looks killer.
It's actually like where they make an adjustment to the barrel valve before they make a run. Sometimes you'll see someone run over and they'll have a wrench and they'll wrenching it up, or how much fuel they want in or out of the engine.
Gotcha. Now you mentioned there's another detail added to the blower. Is that correct? In case of an emergency or a...
Yeah, I did the blower pop-up valves. You probably can't see them.
Yeah.
They're in the intake manifold. I make those out of craft store straight pins, and I wrap some wire around the straight pin, make it like a spring. You know, that's your pop-up valves.
Very cool.
That's on the intake manifold.
Absolutely. Beautiful build. Very, very nice. And you've been building, how long have you been building stuff like this
I'm
for?
gonna date myself. I built my first one in 1969.
Very cool.
And I quit around 1974, got into cars and girls in high school and all that. And then 1980, I built one, and then it took off from there.
Very cool. Well, we're going to flip this around here. So give us 1 second. Let's see. Hey, what's up, everybody? Paul here. Got my old-time buddy Kevin, Left Coast Model Car Builds. Kevin was very generous. You guys are going to see in detail. Really cool model right here. But, well, we got Kevin in town visiting. Wanted to just chat with him. Kevin was I'd say a good influence for myself in the hobby. I think we met back around 1989-ish or so.
Yeah, around 89, 90.
So Kevin was one of, I believe, the originating members.
Yeah, the Monterey Bay Scout Association back in the day.
When did that start?
We started that club in 1984. It was kind of an offshoot from the Northern California Car Builder Club. And it started with 3 guys, and they grew.
Yeah, I think when Pops and I joined, there was a decent, I don't know, probably pushing almost 15 to 20 people.
Yeah, we had 20, 22 people at the time.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was, fun club. I mean, I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And as with everything, as times change and people get a little older,
Oh, yeah.
Kevin moved and a few other folks started to move.
Yeah.
And, ultimately the club's still there. We meet periodically. It's a little group of us and do more on Facebook probably.
Yeah.
And then Kevin and I were talking one day and kind of came up with the idea of our Coast to Coast Model Car Club, which is a way to, just have fun, chat about stuff. Kevin and I and Kevin and Pops, talk over the phone. Kevin and I will text because Pops isn't much of a texter.
Right.
But that kind of, morphed into today with the club we have now that has people technically from, I guess we could say even across seas with Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy is Switzerland.
So Kevin has always been what I would call a detail junkie, building gassers,
dragsters,
altereds.
funny cars, altereds. Yeah.
So one of all the way back to when I was younger, I think a project you had and finished that I loved, if I remember right, was a Mercedes altered.
Oh, Mercedes fuel altered, yeah.
That thing is just, and it's still to this day, one of my favorite builds to see and look at. That started as what? What kit?
That was Johann 1930 Mercedes limousine kit.
From a limousine down to a
12-fill altar.
yeah, that thing's wild. I'll have Kevin send me some pictures. I'll grab some from his profile.
Yeah, I had guys told me that's
Post them.
sacrilegious. That's a Mercedes. I go, it's a model car.
Yeah, and that thing. So with that, I'm assuming everything was pretty much scratch built, put together, or
Lots
what
of
you.
scratch building and a lot of kit bashing.
So when you take something like that, and I understand this one we're going to look at started as
Yes.
a altered model or a
I
dragster
started with
model.
the dragster, yeah.
Something like that, you're starting with the limousine.
Yeah.
So to narrow it, shorten it, and then mount it to a chassis.
Yes.
So that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. You know, like this one here, I had this 22 Junior Revell kit, and I was wondering if I could do something different with this thing. So there, looking at the magazine, and there was this more aggravation altered this coupe thing. And it had a canopy and the fenders on it, and I go, I could use a Revell 29 Ford rear fenders for those fender humps.
Nice.
And then NPC round 2, we released the Cosmic Charger.
See
I
if
go,
this
wow,
will-
I can get a canopy like the real car has. And so I used the canopy from that, and I scratch built this back section back here out of evergreen.
Yeah, you guys will get a closer look at this, but since we're kind of pointing at it, so you guys have an idea what we're talking about.
And it took a while. There was a few days where I was ready to, throw it against the wall, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I work. I guess you stick with it, and persevered, and I made it.
And for you, I'm going to adjust this back, guys. So you also enjoy, or have always enjoyed, the one-to-one drag racing,
Oh,
going to
yes.
the track.
Oh yes.
It's always been kind of
Oh yes.
influence.
Yes. It's nice to back then is have like Big Daddy Don Garland see something you built and say that's nice, or TV Tommy Ivo and like displays. I've always enjoyed that kind of, more so than a model car contest or winning a trophy. That was a lot more fun.
Very cool.
More satisfying.
I bet. So would you say you like to build to a replica style, or kind of your own, or a mix of
I kind
both?
of like a mix. I like doing my own kind of thing, and once in a while I'll do a replica car.
And as far as, I guess, venturing from like fuel altereds, gassers, pro streets, do you prefer the dragsters and an older style? Or?
I like the older style just because they're a lot cleaner looking to me. And the cars had more soul back then, more individually. Every car looked different.
Gotcha.
Whereas now they're more cookie cutter.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, they had a soul back then. That's what I call it. They had a soul.
Very cool. And when you're building these, I'm assuming especially these older ones, probably a wide range of different engines, different styles.
Yes.
Is there any one you prefer or enjoy building and detailing versus others?
I like the 392 Hemis the best.
Okay. Is it something you're just used to? You like the style, the look?
This is something I'm used to, and I just like the look of them and just the simplicity of the things back then compared to what's happening now.
And are there any, say, a kit or one of a replica you want to do, but you dreaded the engine or a detail part of it, or?
Yeah. Most of the time it's body work. I dread.
I think everybody kind
I
of.
think the paint.
Yeah, see, I love the paint, but sometimes getting to that.
It's body work and
When you're
paint, I
doing
would
stuff
say.
like this, even for the size of it being small, there's still a lot of work that takes place.
It's a lot of
get
very
you there.
fiddly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
learning what to use, everything else. So,
Yes.
Kevin, you use an airbrush, is that correct, for the
Yes,
paint?
I have a Pache.
And you clear through airbrush as well? Or?
Actually, I'm still using the spray can.
Okay. So you use your Pache for the bases
Yes.
or paint, and then
Yes. I should use it for the clear too, but I've gotten, I go back and forth with that spray cans. But I'll use the airbrush, and clear coats, I'll use the spray can right now.
and I think you mentioned Tamiya on this one?
This one has Tamiya on this one.
Okay.
But this was a Inspire airbrush hot salsa, kind of an orangish pearl color.
That's really nice. Yeah, this is a very cool build. I look at it, it's, yeah, like I say, it's a goal is to build something like this, but when I look at it, I'm just like, no, I see parts flying everywhere.
Yeah. It's just take your time and be patient with it. And
yeah. Now, I know we were talking about some of the stuff you get from like a craft store getting creative.
Yes.
For folks that may not be as versed, like even myself, but may not have someone.
Yes.
As far as purchasing ProTech, Detail Master,
yes.
What are some of the basic things you would suggest for people to have on hand?
If you go into a craft store like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, you go in the craft section, the beading section, they'll have crimp tubes. The bigger ones, they're too big, but the smaller ones like 008, that kind of like that size, they work great for fill lines.
Nice.
So I use the gold for certain ones, or you can get silver and you can paint those candy red or blue, and they'll give you the A&N fittings for braided lines, for smaller lines.
Nice.
Another thing I would suggest is getting watch parts. You can use watch parts. You can do linkages of watch parts. You can do pulley faces. You can make all kinds of stuff. Just use your imagination with watch parts. You can get those on eBay. It's
now, going back to that, because you had mentioned that to me before. Now, it sounds funny, but do you look for just old watches, or is there a repair?
Actually, I just go on eBay and pushed in, entered watch parts, and I got a tub of watch parts.
Nice. So I'm gonna have to, because you were saying springs and stuff.
Oh, they got springs. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. And if you use your imagination, you'll be happy. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, they work great.
So now you've built a few customs as well.
Yes.
Because I know you would like customs as well.
Oh yeah, I did a '58 Chevy bubble top custom, which was a club project, and I started that in 1993, and it went back in and out of the box till I finished the thing in 2016, and I was so proud of finishing a custom car.
Hold on for a second, guys. We'll be right back. Pops is coming in. He's going to join us. All right, everybody, we're back. I'm going to be in the background here. Pops just joined us as well, so we're going to let him jump in here. We're getting him accustomed to videos. He's going to take over video production here shortly for us.
Nope.
So we were talking about, this is a model Kevin's given us to put in
the collection.
display. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about, to
Hertz
Kevin.
Wheels.
Yep. We were talking about our history with the club, projects, builds in general, and all that fun stuff. So we were just talking about customs, so good timing, Dad.
Oh yeah.
So I'm back here. I know you can't see me. So what's funny is, me growing up, Kevin would always help us with detail engine stuff, and we try to help him with some paint and body stuff. So Kevin was just telling you about a 58 he did. Let you go ahead, Kevin.
Well, I finished that 58 Chevy. I started in 93. I finally finished it in 2016. And I took it to Santa Maria for the West Coast Customs Show. Put on display, and people were like, wow. And I actually walked away with a June Wingfield Award. That was amazing to me.
That's an awesome award right there.
That was absolutely amazing, I thought. Oh, man, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was very cool. And talking about projects, I was showing Dad here, we just found the old 48 Chevy that we were doing as a club build.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
That I got to finish one of these days. But that's a little bit of a custom in some way, and some stuff. You know, maybe we'll have Kevin chip away an engine for it.
There you go.
Put him to work on there.
I can do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's cool having Kevin here in town. So he is checking out Dad's work on his wheelies, working on that. And any other projects you got going, Dad?
59 El Camino.
Yeah. When that's going to be like just a mild custom or street, kind of a 60
Just kind
style,
of a street car.
60 style cruiser.
Yeah.
And what other projects you got going, Kevin?
I have a 23T fuel altered I've been working on since December last year.
Oh, that's
And it's coming up on, hopefully when I get back home, I can get the thing painted and done. That's for a club build is due in December.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. What are some other projects you're thinking about or wanting to get on the bench?
Thinking about doing a 32 Ford Revell kit, a high boy type thing.
Okay,
Got another dragster kit I'm looking at.
nice.
And what else do I got going on? I think that's about it right now. That's about it.
Very cool. Anything else you're thinking about getting on the bench, Dad? Or
I'm
any?
trying to remember what the other one was I had going.
Was it the '58 Impala, or was that just kind of
No.
for future?
No, that's for future.
We got some custom projects back here. We can always jump
Yeah.
back on.
Rules.
We all got projects somewhere in the box somewhere.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, I'm gonna get some pictures together that we'll throw up with some of Kevin's builds here as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is Kevin Wight. I'll put a link up or his Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying to get him to get a YouTube channel going.
Yes.
But in the meantime, I've told him anything he wants to share, we'll post it up here. So hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great week. And we'll catch you guys all later.
Take it easy, guys.